Hi guys. So have you ever thought like the way you speak in your mind, you cannot speak by your mouth, like aloud. The conversation which I have in my head is so smoothless, but when I actually speak outside, it's not that perfect. So I had this problem initially, even now a little bit, but I'm much improved in that area. And how we can do it, two three hacks which I've learned which while doing recording videos for YouTube, right, which I've learned, so which that I want to share with you, right. First of all, when you speak truth, and it is a truth, factual truth about you or about your story, about something you experienced, it becomes easier because your memory has all those things. You just have to combine them and this has to come out of your mouth. So speaking something which actually happened with you, or experience, or a story, or a truth, something which actually happened with you, or something which is truth, which is in your head, is probably easier, right? If you have to tell your story, you will probably speak way better, way with good enthusiasm, expression, whatever. So a lot of people nowadays, first of all, they don't have their original idea, right? If you have your original idea that came through your brain, you will probably find it easier to speak. But when you try to copy something, or when you try to convey other people ideas, or when you want like some task where you have to talk about something else which is not done by you, you're trying to absorb it, and then it becomes little harder, right? For me, like I have to tell somebody else story, I think I have to think more, like it will be harder for me to speak. But oh, sun is back. uh, but but if you have something which is done by you, it probably will be easier. So one advice is that if you speak something truth about you, it will be easier, right? Second, our advice is that, which I used to do initially when I was kid, was that I used to speak louder. Like when we read book, right, I used to speak aloud. Like that was like taught by my parents, like you can read aloud. Maybe it's a sun, I think I have to change the place. So yeah, so you have to speak aloud while reading it. That way you can probably like the pronunciation, the formation of the word, where you have to take pauses, this kind of thing, right, that you will improve upon when you read. Because most of the time we read on a head, and that is not the right way. In your head you will be Mike Tyson, but when you come out you will be a Joshmo, right, when you actually speak. So you don't have to be Mike Tyson in your head. You don't have to like get the muscle build in your memory or in the mind, right? You have to actually speak. So you have to speak. Like it's very easy to read something. Read very calmly, pronunciate the word. Don't be in hurry, or even by mistake. Although sometimes we make mistake while reading the word, but when we understand the word, we carry along. So it's a kind of reward system, right? You don't want to reward yourself for reading something wrong. If you be the, I was the opposite person of that. If you asked me like 4 or 5 years ago, but now I've been making a conscious effort to read like this, right? And listening people also helps, but most the more it will be like if you read. Listening actually, while listening to a lot of podcasts and everything, I have picked up some words which was not in my vocabulary, and those words I've been picking from like lot of words, I would say a lot of words like picked up from other people. And also when you and so that was the second advice. Third, I would say, I had something in mind which I'm trying to forget now. So third advice would be, yeah, uh, I don't think, like when you learn some other expert area, like if you become a lawyer, or if you become an engineer, or if you become a doctor, right? And within that process you have to learn, you have to spell new words, scientific words, right? Like you have to say, in the science we say perpendicular to each other, cross bisection, some word you have to see, concatenate in programming. Like there is words in our vocabulary, and these words kind of defines a lot of, like I might required a 15 word sentence to say that same thing, but there will be one specific word which simplifies it, like a word like deja vu. So when I'll say I had a deja vu, I don't have to say I used to think something back and that thought came again, felt like it had happened somebody again. So that becomes very lengthy, and then there is word deja vu or something like. Similarly in our scientific, I'm not getting that word in my mind, but there are a lot of word metamorphosis, right? You can see it is a very biological word, but now we can use it in a daily life. So that way you can pick up a good vocabulary. And being more articulate, I would say the best advice will be to read aloud in the books or something like this. And yeah, it will be a little annoying to your neighbors or the other people in the house, but that's the cost you have to give. So I think that's the end of the video. Let me know any better advice you have in the comment section, or something which you have practiced and which worked for you. Other people might get a lot of value from me. And this reading aloud, I actually got it from Luke Belmar. You know, he's a YouTuber. So that guy actually reminded me, and then when I thought, oh, it completely made sense. So if you see somebody who has a good articulation, probably they have been doing good reading from their childhood. So I would say that. Okay then. So that is for today's video. Hope to see you in the next one.